In today's video, 6 months. 6 months since Jason vanished. 183 days since I walked into my own home and found silence where my life used to be. No note. No argument. No warning at all. He just disappeared. Like smoke curling into the air, leaving nothing behind. And the worst part? Everyone seems to think I deserved it. Friends, family, strangers on social media. They all look at me with the same unspoken judgment. My name is Lauren, and I am losing my mind trying to track down a man who clearly doesn't want to be found. It began with a small, almost insignificant moment. I'd left my laptop open on the kitchen counter while I ran to answer the door. Just a delivery, nothing important. When I returned, Jason was standing there, staring at the screen. Blank. Expressionless. And that should have been my first warning. Jason was never blank. His face always read every thought, every emotion. A smile here, a frown there, every tiny detail visible. And now, nothing. What's wrong? I asked, placing the package on the counter. No answer. Just a quiet click as he closed the laptop, then his footsteps moving up the stairs. Drawers opened, the closet door slid. By the time I followed, he had a suitcase laid open on the bed, folding his essentials with careful precision. Jason, what are you doing? Still nothing. He packed methodically, work clothes, toiletries, his grandfather's watch. Nothing that belonged to both of us. Nothing that reminded him, or me, of us. Please talk to me, I begged, panic rising. He paused just long enough for me to see it. His eyes hollow, distant, as though I were a stranger standing in his path. Everything, he said quietly, then continued packing. I felt my stomach drop. Everything? And then I saw it. The laptop. Open. My email. All the months of messages, photos, plans. Everything between me and Alex, my coworker. Explicit messages, private plans, the things I thought would stay secret, all laid bare. Jason, I can explain. No. One word. Firm. Not angry. Not even bitter. Just done. No arguments, no shouting, no dramatic exit. He zipped the suitcase, grabbed his keys, and walked past me as if I were furniture. I followed, crying, promising, begging. Nothing. He simply drove away. That was June 15th. A Tuesday. I thought he would return. People always returned. They stormed out, they yelled, then came back to reconcile. Or at least to fight, to talk, to put things back together. But Jason didn't follow the script. I called him hundreds of times in the first week. Each call went straight to voicemail. I texted him novels, apologies, please, explanations. Delivered. Never read. I went to his workplace. He was on leave. His brother? Silent. His parents? Curtains closed, no answers. By the second week, panic had fully set in. Something was off. People didn't just vanish. People processed. People fought, cried, or reconciled. They didn't erase themselves like they'd never existed. I tried everything. Social media. Every platform blocked. Even fake accounts couldn't reach him. I emailed work addresses. Bounced. Deactivated. Our mutual friends had taken sides. And it wasn't mine. Have you heard from Jason? I asked Madison, my best friend. Yes, she said simply. Is he okay? Where is he? He's fine. And he doesn't want you to know where he is. Madison, please. I made a mistake, but this is insane. He can't just disappear. Apparently he can, she said. And then she said it. The words that turned my stomach into ice. Lauren, after what you did, I don't blame him. What I did? I whispered. She didn't pause. You had an affair. My heart stopped. Not just an affair. His cousin's husband. At their wedding. While Jason was giving the best man speech. The humiliation, the betrayal. It all hit at once. And worse? Everyone had seen it. I had forgotten to log out of the cousin's computer that morning. Emma, Jason's cousin, had found my emails too. 3 months of a marriage destroyed. And now no one would talk to me. Emma had blocked me. The family had closed ranks. Alex, my coworker and the person I'd cheated with, had gone dark too. By the second month, I was unraveling. Jason had removed everything. Clothes, books, posters, photos. He had filed for divorce in Nevada, fast, clean, and final. I refused to sign at first, thinking maybe it would force him to come back. But the papers came anyway. P.O. Box. No forwarding address. No phone number. Gone. I couldn't stay still. I went to the coffee shop where we'd had our first date. The bookstore he loved. The hiking trails. Nothing. It was like he'd been erased from the world. By month 3, desperation turned into recklessness. I posted vague messages on social media, hoping, praying anyone might notice. But the posts received the wrong kind of attention. Gossip, whispers, judgment. Every person I reached out to had taken a side. And it wasn't mine. I hired a private investigator. Felt like a stalker. Spent money I shouldn't have chasing a ghost. "Lauren," he said finally. "Your husband doesn't want to be found. He changed his number, moved out of state, paid cash for everything. He's gone." Every word crushed me. Every plan we had, every shared memory, every future imagined erased. I didn't know what to do with the emptiness. Friends stopped calling. Family grew distant. Even strangers seemed to whisper behind my back, judging the woman who had ruined everything. Every day, I'd wake up hoping for a message, a missed call, even a glance at a social media account. Nothing. Every attempt at communication, blocked, ignored, or redirected. By the 4th month, I realized it. Jason wasn't coming back. Not for me. Not for any explanation. He had disappeared completely and methodically, leaving only questions and guilt. I thought about reaching out to Alex, but the messages were gone, the bridges burned. Emma had blocked me. The family had turned their backs. I was shut out. Months passed like frozen hours. Every day felt like a test of endurance, a waiting game I couldn't win. And yet I couldn't stop searching. I had to see him to understand, to make sense of the chaos I'd created. By the 5th month, reality had begun to settle like a weight in my chest. I had tried every way possible to reach him, to make him see me, to beg forgiveness. I had scoured every corner of our city, every digital footprint, and every mutual connection. And yet, Jason was nowhere. And then came a message I didn't expect. A simple, anonymous tip to a coffee shop he used to frequent. My heart leapt. Could it be him? Could he finally be willing to talk? I drove there immediately, hands trembling on the steering wheel, mind racing with what I might say, what I might do if I finally found him. The coffee shop smelled the same as it always did. Rich espresso, cinnamon, and faint vanilla. I scanned the tables. No one. And then a shadow at the back, alone, had pulled low. My stomach twisted. Could it be? I approached slowly, voice barely a whisper. "Jason." He looked up, eyes calm, unreadable. Not the hollow stare of that day months ago, but distant, almost serene. "Lauren," he said simply. No inflection, no warmth, just recognition. I fell into the chair across from him, words tumbling out. Apologies, explanations, pleas for understanding, promises to never repeat mistakes. I could see his jaw tighten. His eyes didn't waver. "I know everything," he said finally. Everything. Not the anger I expected. Not the yelling, the accusations, the drama. Just a flat, unwavering truth. And suddenly the years of confusion, pain, and guilt, all of it, condensed into one terrifyingly simple fact. I had lost him. And maybe, just maybe, I didn't deserve to get him back. I spent hours there that day, talking mostly one-sided. Jason spoke little. I spoke too much, trying to repair what could not be repaired. Every word reminded me of the life I had destroyed, the trust one had obliterated, and the fragile hope I had clung to for far too long. And then it was over. He stood up, silent, walked away, just like that. Gone again. I sat, trembling, heartbreaking all over again, realizing this time it was final. Over the next month, I did what I should have done all along. I focused on myself. Therapy, reflection, rebuilding. I wrote letters I never sent. I journaled every thought, every regret, every memory of Jason, good and bad. It hurt. But slowly, painfully, I began to feel like I was breathing again. I realized that part of me had been holding on, not for love, but for the fantasy of love, the version of Jason that existed in my memories. And that version no longer existed. Then 6 months in came clarity. A letter mailed, not an email, not a text. His handwriting. Simple. Unadorned. Lauren, it read. I cannot forgive you. I cannot trust you. I cannot come back. I have chosen peace over chaos. I hope you find your own peace one day. Nothing more. No anger, no accusation, no room for negotiation. Just the truth. Just closure. I cried then. Not the messy, desperate cries of months past, but the quiet, heavy release of someone finally accepting reality. I realized that life doesn't always follow the scripts we write for it. Sometimes it's messier, harsher, and painfully honest. Sometimes, you lose the people you love most not because they stopped loving you, but because the consequences of your choices are too big to undo. And yet, there is beauty in that pain. Growth. Lessons that carve space for the kind of love and honesty we can carry into the future. I don't know where Jason is now. I don't know if he's happy, if he's at peace, if he even thinks of me. And I don't need to. I am rebuilding. Slowly. Day by day. Learning that my worth is not defined by mistakes, but by how I rise from them. Learning that love is powerful, but accountability is even more powerful. Learning that no one disappears without a reason. And no one returns without truth. That if you've ever lost someone, whether by choice, circumstance, or betrayal, you know the emptiness, the panic, the sleepless nights, the endless wondering. But you also know the power of moving forward, the beauty of learning, growing, and accepting that some chapters end so others can begin. Jason's disappearance taught me more about myself than years of comfort ever could. About honesty, boundaries, love, and consequences. About letting go, truly letting go, and finding peace even when it feels impossible. And as for me, I'm learning, healing, living, every day. Because life doesn't wait. It moves forward. And so must we.